I'm going to spend the next month of my life building the greatest base ever seen in Minecraft just to surprise one player. See, this is Swizzu, our server's deadliest player, and also my closest teammate from the very start of the server. So what would you do if I told you that this was his base? Probably nothing, but that's where I come in. To build Swizzu a base that actually holds up to his name and not whatever this is. And the first step in making this base is putting it somewhere. Luckily, I already have somewhere in mind a few thousand blocks away from spawn, so that Swizzu doesn't find it, But now that I'm here, there's a few preparations that I need to make. First being creating an outline of the base, and using a mod called Lightmatica, I can take the blueprint of the tower from my creative world and put it on the actual server. Now because I'm building this inside of a literal mountain, I was going to have to dig out a massive hole to even fit the base near. So I set up a quick storage area and a haste 2 beacon and started mining. While I'm digging this hole, there's something that I should explain. Because of how diverse each resource of the base is, building a farm for just a single material would be a giant waste of time, which means that I'll have to find more creative solutions to that problem. Take for example this, it's gonna give me enough stone for the entire base. And that's it. We're all done. Now that I finished mining out all the blocks necessary to start building, I can begin gathering the insane amount of materials for the first section of the base.
Oh, I got your obsidian.
Thank you.
Oh, imagine I mined all this obsidian and Swizzy doesn't even use his base.
Why would you say that? Boom. So I was able to get around 10% of the exterior done, which is great. But what wasn't great is what this guy said around 12 seconds ago. Like what? What if he doesn't even use the base I made for him? I cannot let that happen. So I knew that there was only one solution to my problem. I'm going to blow up my old team's base, because how are you going to use a base that doesn't even exist? So I grabbed some leftover sand from earlier and flew to a public creeper farm to get gunpowder for TNT. I was able to grind around 2 stacks of TNT in 5 minutes, which is much more than enough to destroy the entire base. So I headed to the coordinates of the old base, fully ready to blow the entire place up. I've only been to this base like twice in my entire life, so all that I have to do is just place a ton of TNT in the base and then just set it ablaze. Poor villagers, man, they don't deserve this. I'm still gonna do it though. Just gonna like this and run. Okay. Holy! Now that I finished taking care of Swizzy's old base, I can continue working on his new, much better one. And to start off, I'm going to build the first out of 5 unique farms that this base has. And that farm is a sugarcane farm, which is able to make an infinite amount of paper. Alright, that's all I can make, but I mean, it's still a good farm. And it's also incredibly cheap, only needing observers, pistons, a bit of redstone, and a little bit of sugarcane. Like, I got almost every resource while just explaining that. And making the thing isn't even hard either, it's actually one of the easiest farms that I end up making throughout this whole video. I had finished the first layer of the farm in like 3 minutes, and it took me probably 5 more to make the other 2 layers. So now all that I had to do was create an area to collect all the sugarcane. I'm not sure how bad of a thing it is, but this is the only automatic farm I know how to make. Like, this is the only one. With the sugarcane farm complete, there wasn't really much left to do on the first floor. I did raise the walls up a bit and made this lobby room with a solid gold carpet, but there's more important things to put in the video besides just mining and placing deep slate, so now all that's left is to create a way to get from the bottom of the tower all the way to the top. And I don't know about you, but to me an elevator seems like the obvious choice. And the first step to doing that is building a giant obsidian tube. I sure do love building. While I place all of this, there's something that I need to explain. See, I'm trying to make this base better than everyone else's on the server, and how I'm going to do that is simple. I'm going to take everything from Swizzy's old base and make it 10 times better, with some of the machines I end up making being entirely new inventions. And when I finally show Swizzy the base, I'll have him rated on a scale of 1 to 5 stars. In case you don't know how redstone elevators work, it's just a vertical flying machine that goes up or down when the bottom or top observers sense a block change. And when you press one of these buttons, they power a redstone lamp that triggers the observers. The only difficult thing about making these is when I forcefully stole over 16 different bees' entire food supply. And it works, which is honestly really surprising seeing how I was the one who designed it. So yeah, incredible. But at the top of the elevator was something that I could have never expected. The subscribe button. Seriously though, this video took me an insane amount of time to make, and it would mean the world to me if you would consider subscribing. Anyway, with the first floor finally complete, I can start working on the second floor of the base, which is entirely themed around potions. If you're confused, let me explain. An average PvPer carries around a ton of potions. More than half of their inventory is just potions, which is why this layer is so important, and by far the most efficient way to brew thousands of potions in mere minutes is an auto brewer. Now the materials to make the machine aren't that expensive, it's just a lot of redstone blocks that you make with stone and redstone dust. The expensive part is the actual brewing materials, and I'm gonna make 2 of those farmable later. It's time to build an auto brewer. I have to put this machine in layers so it doesn't mess up, which is honestly pretty cool to me. Maybe I'm just stupid, but...
E-chest of like everything you could possibly need, like for the rest of the server. Like he was on like the whole week.
And now he gets to maybe getting like should be SMP news outlets. Spanking money. Money?
Yeah, spanking money. Hi.
Nope. I'm actually perfectly fine up here.
Oh, what?
Now that the machine's done, I can't move on to the next farm because I still need to make a room for it, and I think that a classic bar would suit the auto brewer very well. If you saw these 5 colored squares and wondered what they were, they're shulker loaders so that the pots instantly get put into them, which is incredibly useful if you're in a hurry for whatever reason. But yeah, awesome, cool, I finished the bar, but I still need to grab the materials for my personal base to actually, power the machine, so... Why is this door still open? Is it? It is. I'm starting to realize how much better his auto brewers look than mine. I'm so selfless. Shortly after I got the shulker, I went and left my base and headed back to the tower. And then I got a DM from Swizzy.
Hello? Is there anything you want to explain to me?
What is there to explain to you, Swizzy?
What do you mean, what is there to explain? I don't know, maybe you can explain how my entire base is a literal crater, bro.
You think I had something to do with it? That's our team base.
You literally said it in chat, bro. Does anyone know the cores to Swizzy's old base? The day it got blown up. Yeah, I think you have something to do with it, bro.
I won't lie to you,
What? Dude.
there wasn't a single way to defend against that, so I'm kind of just cooked now. And then he put a literal bounty on my head. With Swizzy searching the entire world to find and kill me, I have to finish this base quickly. So if you thought that the first half of this video was too fast-paced, then I've got some news for you. I fully stocked up the auto brewer and turned on each one for a test round, and oh my god, in just 3 minutes it filled up 5 entire shulkers full of potions. I'll be honest, I did not expect it to even work, so consider me impressed, holy. I honestly think that if I wanted to break back on the server, I could. Just a theory. The next two farms I'm making tie right back into the auto brewery, and you might have been already able to guess what they are. The first farm out of the two is a netherwort farm, which is incredibly important seeing as every potion in the auto brewer has them as a key ingredient to their recipe. And here it is. I know it sucks, okay, but you don't gotta be mean about it. The next and final farm at the base is a turtle helmet farm, and how it works is incredibly disturbing, so I'm gonna word it in the best way possible. The turtles at the top here lay eggs and make babies. The babies fall down to the bottom of the pit, and when they grow up, they magically turn into turtle skeets. Making the farm is super easy. You just make a grid of sand and put a few turtles in it, then make a water stream that leads to a pit at the bottom. I made mine a bit fancy, but that's not really necessary, and boom, the second farm's all done. Complete. Yeah, no, I don't gotta worry about it anymore. And finally, I can begin working on the final floor of the base, which is debatably the most important floor yet because of one invention it houses: the villager swapper. In every single base, villager trading halls are by far the most important part. In fact, every single item you see in my inventory is obtained through villagers, but the only real downside to them is just how much room they take up. But this invention solves every issue with that. Instead of a giant hallway, I've compacted everything into this small machine, where you select what villagers you want to trade with, and they're sent to a line to trade with them. Well, actually, I didn't make this, my teammate Doskel did, and it is incredibly expensive. Doskel, I can't afford this.
Do you know how long it took me to design that? 2 full
Please,
weeks.
Doskel, I need this! My Swizzy's kinda baseless.
Actually, I do know one way you can pay me.
Doskel had challenged me to a 1v1 fight to the death. If I won, the entire build would be free, but if I didn't, I would have to spend the next weeks grinding the absurd amount of resources he asked for. And knowing that it was mandatory that I win this fight, I flew to the arena. Why did you say it like that?
Okay.
I'm just gonna warn you right now, I'm kinda rusty right now, so...
I think you just fucking suck at Minecraft.
What's up with the, pressure plates on the floor?
Every single pressure plate you see is a landmine, all scattered around this arena. If you step on any one of them, it'll blow up.
Wow, isn't that, fair?
Oh, what?
You're so good.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo.
What was that?
Oh, yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I was not winning that fight. Is what I would say if I hadn't come up with the best strategy ever strategized. See, Turtle Master pots negate almost all damage even with no armor on, which also includes the landmines scattered across the arena. And pairing the height you gain from them with the mace, you can one-shot any player. And if I wanted that to work on the actual server, all that I would need to do is get him to chase me right into a landmine.
Yo.
There is no way in a Christmas miracle that I just pulled that off.
How did you even go up that high?
Could you actually bring me some gear? Because I actually want pants on.
Bring you some gear, bro. I just got I have
Oh,
nothing.
wait. With the schematic to the villager swapper now in my hands, I've got all the materials to actually, build it. Oh yeah, I also expanded the walls a bit.
Then why don't you show yourself building half of the base when the entire video is about building a base?
I mean, yeah, this part is actually kind of important, so... With the shell of the base fully complete, I couldn't help but to take a second to look back on everything I've done so far. And being so close to finishing the base, I knew that I couldn't waste any more time. So I headed to a nearby cave where I got the final materials for the villager swapper.
Hey, bro. Hey, you look like you got some nice loot on. You got some god apples? Can I have them?
What
need
did I
gear.
even do to you?
I'm running out of gear, bro. I need gear. I'm sorry. It's not personal.
So you get me?
I mean, you're kind of a loot llama. I can't even lie.
Okay.
Give me some of that OP loot.
Oh, damn it. Why do you keep hitting raw strength?
I love raw strength. I'm gonna go in this cave. And time to get god of me. Oh, I just lost so much ore. I just missed that mace hit. And I just missed another one. Good lord. Oh. To be fair, I'll give it to you. You're surviving a lot longer. Just stop eating those god apples. Oh. GG's, bro.
GG. I had died and lost all the resources I needed to make the villager swapper. But honestly, I wasn't worried about that. What I was worried about was Swizzu. The entire point of the base was to repay him for everything he's done for me. And in his eyes, it just looks like I'm destroying our team for no reason, which is never what I wanted. And seeing how close he already was to finding the base, I decided to make the hardest choice I had made throughout the entire video. Even though the base wasn't complete, I couldn't let him think that everything I did was for no reason, so I called Swizzu. Swizzu, can you come to the coordinates I just sent you?
Wait, what? Okay.
There's something I need to tell you about.
Yo, what
There
is
you
this?
are. So for the past about 3 months, I've been working on this base ever since I blew up your old one.
Oh,
Wait, do you want me to give you a
see.
tour?
Yeah, I want to get a
You
tour.
know I'm kind of naked.
My bad. Wait, what? This is sick. Yo.
So over here, there's a sugarcane farm.
Ooh, is this automatic?
Yeah, it
Oh my
is.
gosh, wait,
It
it's
is
actually, like-
incredibly. What the hell does that mean? Up here, we're gonna take the elevator to the 2nd floor.
You built an elevator. Wait, can I press it?
Yes, of course.
Oh, it's sick.
Oh, ignore that area for now.
Wait, what?
Over on this wall, this is like your plaques.
These are my uploads. Did you give me
Dude,
that many
you got
subs,
so many
dude?
subs overnight.
Oh my god, thank you.
Over here, this is the auto brewer. It's
Yo, wait, where? Wait, what? Oh. No,
down here is an
Oh, what the
auto brewer.
heck? Oh my gosh. You.
Taking stuff like nothing ass burger pots. Holy.
Yo, I just ran out too.
Alright, yeah, now it makes sense. Over here, I would have made a better way up, but I'm low-key lazy.
That's need to be made.
Another wort farm with no nether worts in it.
Ooh.
I made a turtle farm. This actually took me like an entire day to
Yo,
make.
how are you like fitting all of this stuff in here? What the heck?
That's like the key for there's no turtles in here.
Okay. We can just use our imagination and there'll probably be turtles.
There is one final thing I wanted to show you.
Oh yeah?
By far it took me the longest time to make. So, just a few minutes ago, I had lied. The day that Swizzu killed me, he was nowhere near the base. I spent the entire rest of that night finishing every last part of the base. While I had to make a few budget cuts to make up for the loss of time, nonetheless, the base was actually complete.
Yo!
This is the trophy room, where I don't know if you want to put anything on display, like my armor you stole when you killed me.
Yo! It's raining goods, bro. Wait. Yo! Yo, give me
So
some
fat.
of this. Yummy gapples. Yo! Yo, how is there so much?
There should be some scaffolding in there. If you could take that and just bridge straight up. There was supposed to be an elevator, but I honestly ran out of time, so... From the looks of it, Swizzu actually really liked the base, but there was still a question that I, and probably a lot of you had as well. Was this really Minecraft's greatest base? No, not by any means at all. Most of the rooms look almost identical, half of the inside is empty, and there's so many more flaws that I can spend hours pointing out, but honestly, none of that really matters to me, because all of this wasn't just done to prove a point, it was to pay back my closest friend for everything that he's done for me, and truthfully, I think I did just that. Even though this video only showed an insanely small portion of the work that I put into this, I had spent the the past 3 months dedicated entirely to this project, which is why I couldn't just give up like that. All that there was to do now was to ask one final question. If you had to rate this entire base on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, and I want you to answer truthfully, what would you rate this base on a scale of 1 to 5 stars, Swizzle?
Like, low-key, genuinely, this is probably one of the best bases I've ever seen. Out of all, like, the servers I play on, I've never seen a base this cool, bro. If we're basing it off of every base I've ever experienced, this is probably more than 5 stars, bro. This is sick. If it's out of 5 stars, I'll give it 5 stars.
Thank you, and now I gotta get, like, one nice little screeny. Perfect.
Tough.